say the Steel Series. Steel Series, honestly.
Steel Series.
I'd definitely sit with the Steel Series.
By far.
Definitely the Steel Series.
If I had to pick one of these to pick up in game right now, it's going to be the Steel Series.
Gamers prefer our headsets. Find out why at SteelSeries.com.
Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome to the GOCL stream for this evening. I'm Edis. I'm going to be solo casting and streaming for you this evening in the matchup between Team Property and HellRaisers. It is a best of 3. And we are just waiting on the teams to get themselves ready and on into the action. Maps today are going to be Cache, which was Property's choice of map, Dust 2, which HellRaisers picked for themselves, and then Inferno, if we need a third map. How are you guys doing? Having a good day? I've been told that we're pretty close to going live here, but I'm just going to fill in a bit of dead time while we wait. The players get themselves warmed up and ready. Also, I'm curious, like, who do you think is going to win, guys? Now, CSGO Lounge said that, well, judging from the stats and what you guys have voted for and what you guys have bet for, that HellRaisers are the pretty overwhelming favourites in this game. I feel this is more of a 50-50 game, I've got to be honest with you. It's pretty much split down the middle as well. Lots of properties, lots of HRs, so yeah, it seems that you guys are in agreement. This is going to be quite a close game. Coming into this one, I think Property, although they have just suffered 2 defeats, it was against Flipside and Dignitas, both on Cobblestone, which is not going to be played today, so I'm not sure how much you can take from that, really. And the Dignitas game was pretty close as well, 16-14 in the end. Whereas HellRaisers in the ESL Cologne qualifiers had a bit of a rough time. They lost against LGB and also eBettle, so if we look at the previous results over the last few days, I definitely think that Property have had the better of it. But again, HellRaisers are that kind of team that can just bounce out of nowhere and cause upsets. Knife round has came and gone. Team Property take it. They'll be keeping on the CT side almost definitely. Real Hoddy, or Hoodie. Sorry, I didn't quite see your name. If you look below, dude, there should be information there for you. What's up, Clefts? Yeah, this map is Property's choice. You guys are ridiculous. I do not bet on any games that I cast. In actual fact, in honesty, I don't bet really ever. I've bet like 3 times, I think, in the last year. And I normally bet on, you know, the big matches, like the grand final matches, just for a bit of added fun. So it's not something I do a lot of, guys. I definitely wouldn't bet on a game that I cast. I think it's kind of wrong to do that, because even subconsciously you may become a bit biased towards a team without realizing it, you know? Has the map started? It is just about to start right now. Best of 3, first map is Cache, and Team Property are going to be starting on the CT side. They have had a few roster change-up over the last few weeks. To Elite, to Property again. It's been quite a strange turn of events for them, and of course we do have a couple more players coming in. Dumar and Benji are in. Kabom as well. And it appears that HellRaisers aren't going to be going for this fast A push. This is a fairly standard tactic. And the CT is giving this one up for now, but it doesn't matter. Kabom and Twist both chime in with frags. There's a second one for Kabom. Beautiful play from him. And suddenly, HellRaisers, they're on the back foot. So Kutcha, in a 1v3, has picked himself up one pretty nice one-tap. But they know where he is. He does have a Tech 9 and the bomb, so those are slight saving graces, but Property playing it smart, coming at him from every angle and getting the frags. Great start from the Swedes. Although, that being said, 2 of them aren't Swedish. I believe Dumar and Benji are from Bosnia, I think. I could be wrong on that. Do correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Anyway, HellRaisers. Now, with the full buy-up of Tech 9s with Kevlar, lots of grenades at their disposal as well. They didn't get that bomb planted, so there's no waiting for round 3 for AK-47s. Here comes the just all hell raining down on the CTs, but they're holding firm. Nice crossfire. Left, right, and centre. Here we go. Benji with the Deagle is looking to connect the one tap. The bomb is being planted and will go down from Mo, but he is therefore going to be traded out from Benji, who gets 3 kills with the Deagle, albeit 2 of them were very low from the previous confrontation. But Property hold off pretty firm. Only lose 1 player. It's a solid round from them. And it was a forced buy from HellRaisers, so you can't even say, you know, it was a great round for them. They got the bomb down. Of course, that is pretty decent, but they expended a lot of economy in the process. So they're probably just going to go for the save here and get AK-47s going through into round 4. Property, meanwhile, are going to upgrade to an AWP in the hands of Benji, who I assume is going to be running with that. He has a very good spawn. Let's jump on board with him, actually. Very good spawn for mid. So just throws out the smoke, and he's going to hold firm. The T's not too interested in this. They've got upgraded pistols. They're going towards main right now, and they are trading out with the Glocks. Here comes the push from Adren. Lands the frag onto Cabum. This opens up A nicely. You would still favour Property to hold on for this one, but actually, HellRaisers are not going to be going through onto that vulnerable site. They're going to be playing the mind games, going back to mid, and trying to catch Property as they transition from mid to A site. I like the idea, but the Swedes were too fast on the draw. They're already there. However, with 1 minute and 5 to play with, the terrorists can still mind game another couple times. Angel going for that 1D, not going to land it. Benji stood there with an AWP. If he peeks again, this should be a frag, and there we go. He lands it, back to a 3-on-3. And a part of me does kind of wish that HellRaisers just went onto the site and got that bomb planted. I can understand what they were going for, but it may end up costing them dearly. Because even if they lost the round, at least they get the bomb planted regardless, and they will be able to buy up next round. Because this is pretty much an eco round. But here comes a push. Maybe there's another chapter to be written here from HellRaisers. They have got the trade-off. There is Twist, though, on the site with the M4. Kutcher somehow survives there. I thought one of those bullets did connect, but finally, there we go. Bomb's been dropped. 3-0 for Team Property. Good start. But here comes the real full test from HellRaisers with the AK-47s. Are they maybe going to go for a glass cannon AWP? I wouldn't expect them to. Nah, just straight up AKs. Makes a lot more sense. So, here we go. Smoke again through mid. It just locks off the terrorists. They're not too keen on pushing mid just yet. They're happy enough to filter out. You can see this full-on split throughout the map. Looking for stragglers. Looking for information gatherers from Property. Kirsch is a map that is so important and instrumental really on both sides to hold down this map. So far HellRaisers haven't been too interested in it, but I'll be very interested to see if they do start to go for the boost a tiny bit more, maybe pop flash out mid and keep Property on the edge of their seat. Because right now Property can pretty much do the same thing every round. They can stack on A, they know that the push will be coming in, but 2 quick-fire frags from HellRaisers is going to make this round a bit more interesting. Adren gets the upper hand onto Twist. He's going to be bitterly disappointed that he didn't do better from that position. And that could be the moment where the round is lost. However, Dumas has something to say about this through Connector. There's the first frag. He has no grenades, but he does have a defuse kit. Just picked himself up the flashbang. Mo's on 16. And Dozier on 77. The push coming through. Dumas rushing through. There's the first frag. Has to switch across. Can he get the frag? Yes, he can! And he will get the defuse as well. I've got to say, HR threw that round at the end. That was really poor play. Just get the crossfire down. The round is yours. Take nothing away from Dumas. Beautiful play from him. But geez, HellRaisers is going to be kicking themselves. A real painful round to lose from HellRaisers' point of view there. They do get the bomb planted, so it's going to be more AK-47s with smokes, but how much is that going to be riding in the back of their mind? Nice frag from Cabum right off the bat onto Angel, who goes for the peek onto quad. A great start for Property. Getting a clutch like that as well, it just boosts everybody's confidence. Dimar right now is, I mean, he's going to be almost numb from the adrenaline that's coursing through his veins. Zen pushing into main. Does he want to go for the pop flash to peek? Yes, they do! They line up, and there was 3 frags there potentially to pick off, but you can't blame Zen. He pushes himself back and gets the second. Kutsha was wrecked in the process, and now he is the final player remaining. Not for long. 5-0, and a clear-cut round for Property. They don't lose a single point in HP as well, by the way. So a sturdy defense for Property. And this is what I was kind of saying before about HellRaisers. Maybe they do need to start opting for mid pushes or B rushes. Right now, it's by and large just been A every single round. And with the Tech 9 and smokes, you're expecting it to be A again with a set play. Yeah, some of you guys are saying flawless victory. I'm always a fan of Mortal Kombat phrases. Fast push onto the site with these Tech 9s, but it's proving to be fairly fruitless. They do get themselves a kill, but maybe this bomb plant is really what they had in mind. And they are going to get the bomb plant, so take the small victories where you can from HellRaisers' perspective. But that's going to be the only positive from that round. And now Property take the 6-0. HellRaisers are going to have a lot of money in the back pocket with the round loss bonus. That is 6 rounds on the bounce. You can see they've got enough for an AWP if they want to run with one. Mood is going to go for it as well. So this would suggest that maybe they are going to play a more sort of passive, mid-orientated push here. Let's find out. No, it's going to be a potential pick onto B. At least they're trying something different here. Then with the flash, looking for the peek as well. Angel goes looking. And he finds his man, but he's on the receiving end of a battering. And again, Property starts so strong. HellRaisers seem to be just uninspired right now. They're getting shut down at every single turn from Property. It is a CT-sided map, I'd say, but HellRaisers need to start getting some rounds at some point. Still early days. We've seen teams come back from worse deficits than this, but it's the manner of which they've lost these rounds that kind of is sending the alarm bells ringing, I think, for HellRaisers. They haven't been too close to winning any of these rounds. By and large, been shut-out performances. 2 players still alive on the battlefield, including the aforementioned AWP in the hands of Mo. Dozzy is there as well with the bomb. But time is ticking ever so quickly. Time itself is now an enemy of HellRaisers. 30 seconds, and they may even think about... They may have a half a mind here to just save their weapons, honestly. Maybe look for a pick onto B, and if nothing happens, then just pull back and save. But no, they're going for this one. Fair play. They're going for the aggressive play. They realise they have a lot of round loss in their back pocket, so they can't afford to get AKs regardless. Here's a nice pick off. They can get the bomb down. That's even better for them. And there is the frag. And... one sec, guys. I made the rookie mistake of not turning my Steam overlay thing off. My bad. Back into the game anyway, just in case I don't get... Because if I don't turn it off, I get spammed. Because, you know, people are hilarious that way. Anywho, Property 7-0 lead right now. It doesn't seem like it's slowing down anytime soon. Nice couple frags exchanged here. HellRaisers need to convert one of these rounds, but then they find themselves in that sticky situation of losing their round loss bonus. And Property, they're just destroying HellRaisers at this point. HellRaisers have tried a couple of different strats. They've tried going B. They've tried pushing slowly as well. This is the first real opportunity I think they've had. It's a 2-on-2. Both players full HP. They've got a Molotov and the bomb planted. This is a round they need to convert. Dozzy's in a great position here, and he has picked off the head of Kabum, but now it's a 1v2. Zender in upper has been spotted. His location is known, and he has been picked off. Finally, HellRaisers get themselves on the board. But again, as I say, if they just go ahead and lose this round, it could put them in an even worse position, because then the straight up AK buys every round are going to start to disappear. See it properly, easily replenishing their lost weapons, including an open Kabum. So here we go. Let's see what HellRaisers have in store for the Swedes. +2 Bosnians. I need to stop saying Swedes. Report the Scrubcaster, thanks. Kabum, nice frag. Once again, Adren goes peeking. It's either been him or Angel. And by and large, these peeks have just got them killed. They're peeking without flashes and without smokes. I understand trying to get the information, but it's not paying off for them. There is Ender as well from Forklift, and quickly the nightmare, the worst case scenario, is becoming a reality for HellRaisers. Unless, maybe, just maybe, we can see some individual brilliance from Kutcher once more. He's picked himself up the first rank on the B side for HellRaisers. This is Properties map, Bram. Dust 2 is the next map, of course picked by HellRaisers, and Inferno will be our third map if we need it. Nice shot from Benji. And that now puts HellRaisers in familiar territory in a 2 versus 4. Angel did catch a glimpse of a player, does convert that into a frag, but was not expecting the second. And the return frag, the answered call from Twist is there. And now Kutcher in a 1-on-3. Where is he? He's in warehouse at the moment, towards mid. 18 seconds. There's really no hope of him getting this bomb planted. And with the economy, I'd like to see him just try and save this weapon, honestly. 4 seconds. If he gets fragged after the round ends, that is absolutely devastating for HellRaisers. And he nearly does do just that. He has been picked off. Now you can see his economy is $1,000. Absolute bare bones stuff from HellRaisers. They are going to go for a couple of upgraded pistols with Deagles. The one-tap power is definitely a real thing. And Kutcher's just chilling at spawn. Because why not? So, there's no doubting it's just been a rough start for HellRaisers. It's still early days though. It is a best of 3 after all. Thanks, Enforcer. This has been a really rough round, guys. Some of you that said HellRaisers before, you starting to worry a tiny bit here. I asked for your predictions at the start. It was very 50-50, split down the middle. I think now maybe a few people are jumping over to the property ship. Because HellRaisers seem to be capsizing somewhat. It just pushes through the smoke. It gets 2 frags and Mo and Kutcher had no idea what was going on. They are going to push through Squeaky, but the bomb's been dropped in a precarious position. And surely as soon as Adren walks out this opening on main, he's a dead man. Benji spots the shoulder of Dozya and puts him down as well. And this is going to be another clear-cut round for HellRaisers, unless Adren can pull off a Glock headshot, which is extremely unlikely. It has from behind, in fairness to him. But the Glock against armor is absolute garbage. And 9-1 now the score. Let's have a quick look at the scores, how they're shaping up. 14 for 4 for Zender. 13 frags for Benji. And, well, nobody in HellRaisers has a positive kill-to-death ratio. Kutcher on 7 for 9. How many of these rounds have been clear-cut as well? A lot of these have been one-sided to Team Property. Here we go, though. 3 AKs and 2 Tech 9s. It is a forced bite. It is a bit of a desperation bite. But again, that round loss is coming in. And maybe, if HellRaisers can start to pull some frags off here, they can finish this half off strong. It happens quite often, honestly, especially with HellRaisers. I feel like it's such a confidence, momentum-based team that if they can just pick up 2 to 3 in a row, they could definitely finish this half 9-6. I have no doubts about that. The problem is, can they get that momentum? Can they get that confidence? They lost a really poor round early on when Demar pulled off a sick 1v2 clutch. I do wonder how much that's still playing in the back of their minds. 50 seconds on the timer. They're going to be going to 8 once more. And that boost is going to be real from Kabum. Is anyone to check it? And the flashbang as well will stop them from looking at that. That's a beautiful time flashbang from Twist. Kabum's now lining them up, knocking them down. He gets traded out, but has the damage been done? Very low terrorist players. They do get the upper hand in this trade, however. And now Dumaris here with the Molotov, throwing it over to stop that bomb plant. and it will be efficient and effective for a few moments, but now it's about to dissipate, and that bomb should be planted. Flashbang on the face of the remaining CT player. Another flashbang. He will get found out, and HellRaisers finally do double their tally on cash. 2 rounds. Someone asked me whose map choice this was. It's Property's choice of map. The comeback is real. Maybe. Maybe, guys. Some of you seem to think so in chat. I think 5 or 6 rounds on Terrorist side is definitely doable on cash. The pop flash from Dumas. That is beautiful play. Adren knew nothing about what was about to hit him. Square on in the face. And he goes down with the whimper. Fantastic flash. I'm going to have to use that at some point on cash. Just perfectly timed once more. And again, HellRaisers are just getting picked off. They're trying to get information, but it's the CTs who are getting the opening picks. And there's another one as well. Zenda has fallen down, but he's very happy with his trade-off. A 2-for-1 is always worth. Kutcher is getting peeked from 2 players, and he also feels the same pain as his teammate just beforehand, and that's all on Mo. Has got the bomb in his hands, but I'm pretty sure Dumas heard him running away. Waits for the repeat. Gets the frag. 10-2. And there's really not too much to talk about here. It's just a case of HellRaisers being well and truly outclassed across the board. All of the opening picks are going the way of the CTs. Like every single round, it seems. What's up, average? Gonna go for the boost. They have the Deagle in the hands of Kutcher. P250 on Mo. The rest of the weapons are still Glocks though, and no grenades, no Kevlar, nothing. This is by and large a throwaway round. They're hoping that Kutcher can get that sexy 1 but instead he's lost his head to Zen's peak. Benji spots a player to his left hand side through Warehouse. Dodges down to 28, and you can pretty much just write off this round right now. There we go, Zenda again just chiming in with frags here, there and everywhere. Benji is there to save his teammate, and now it's all on Mo. 11-3. Very likely will be the scoreline in the next minute. There we go. Why should I buy this game? Sword. Man, this game is sick. This game is amazing. Counter-Strike is the best FPS out there, hands down. So, HellRaisers, let's get back into the topic at hand. That is this best of 3 between Property and HellRaisers. They've had a really rough start. If you've just joined us, well, the scoreline pretty much paints the picture perfectly. HellRaisers have been outclassed, outmanned, outgunned, everything. Out-aimed as well. There's Kutcher, though, with a couple kills. In fact, 3 to be precise. And Dozier catches a very unaware Dumas who's looking for the information. Kabom, last player, 1v3. Let's jump on board with him. He's trading out for the M4. He's going to have to reload, and in doing so, he's going to put himself in harm's way. He's about to get shut down in the side from Kutcher, who gets, yeah, another frag. 4 kills there for Kutcher. Great entry work from him. Feel like HellRaisers need this round, though, and even 4 may not be enough. I said before that 5 at a push, maybe you could pull back. 6 is a pretty decent halftime scoreline for Terrorists. 4 I don't feel is enough, and maybe they're not even going to get to that landmark. They could just be shut down once more here from Property. Flashbang through onto main. Zendo did just give that a quick peek, and I understand why he's doing that as well, because this has been a recurring theme from HellRaisers. Peek main, try and get information, and more often than not, they get shut down. Molotov lands onto the site, trying to draw out the CTs. Zen's actually top of a Molotov, but he doesn't realise because he was flashbanged, but it's Twist who stands tall with 3 kills in actual fact. He was the playmaker of this round. If Property end up winning this and taking it 12-3, Twist, take a bow. That was phenomenal play with the FAMAS. Close range work. Adrendo is going to try and rain on the parade of Twist. But Dumas once more gets the frag. Benji's about to see a player in the form of Kutcher, and he takes him down. 12-3, Twist. Individual brilliance pretty much sealed the fate of HellRaisers. And just like that, Property take a massive lead. So really the mission is simple for HellRaisers: win the pistol or lose the map. That may seem very bleak, it may seem a fairly depressing statement to make, but I feel it's an accurate one. HellRaisers simply have to get this pistol. Nothing else will do. People still, I could respect that. People still getting behind HR. But don't scream so high. I'm sorry guys, I love this game. I get carried away sometimes. My bad. Not sure what we're waiting for here, guys. I think there's maybe an issue with one of the players. They're asking for 2 minutes. Need to fix problems with internet here. So I'm going to try and do what I can to interact with you guys. Clearly they're having some technical issues. As a caster, do you bet? No. Butterfly or Karambit? I'm a fan of the Karambit. I think the Karambit looks better, and I don't like the noise the butterfly knife makes. Like the shk kind of sound. Do you know what I'm saying? Not a huge fan. I had a butterfly knife for a little while, but I prefer the Karambit personally. If you're having problems with the stream, guys, hit the refresh button. It fixes a lot of Twitch problems. Why do I suck at casting? I don't know, bro. You tell me. Give me constructive feedback by PMing me. I'll read it all. Trust me. How do you think Dust will turn out? That's a rough question throwing, because the way HellRaisers have been playing thus far, I could see Dust being another landslide, honestly, to Team Property. That being said, though, who knows? Maybe their CT side, they're going to wake up. Again, HellRaisers are a momentum-based team as far as I'm concerned. They are a strange team to watch, very frustrating at times as well. Because on their day, they're world beaters. They can beat a lot of big-name teams. But when they're having an off day, as we saw in ESL Cologne qualifiers, they got beat by LGB and eBattle, which are two teams that you would never expect HellRaisers to lose to. Maybe LGB to an extent, but they lost, what, 16-7, I think? They got pretty battered on Inferno. So they're a frustrating team to watch, I'd say. I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to fill in this time while we wait for the players to get themselves ready. Apparently there's some internet issues if you've just joined us. We're still on the first map, which is Cash. As you can see, was Property's choice of map. They started on the CTs after winning the knife round. And again, if HellRaisers can't win themselves this pistol, it's pretty much game, set and match for a Cash, and then we'll be moving to Dust 2. I have more viewers than followers. That's pretty normal, dude, when I cast and stream. Because this game's from CSGO Lounge, it's from HLTV, so a lot of people come and watch because they bet skins or they're just interested in watching what happens. Hello? Everyone just left from the map. Okay then, that's a bit awkward. Let me just go ahead and jump into the conversation with the admins and find out what's happening. I'm trying to find out the information for you guys. Internet issue, I'm on it. Okay, so our admins are trying to figure out what the problem is here, guys. What I'm going to do while we wait, because you can see there's only 5 players on the server right now, I'm going to go ahead and put some music on and turn my mic off so I can rest my voice a tiny bit so I don't end up losing it later today. And I may just chat with you guys in a little bit as well. Apologies for this. There's internet issues, technical problems that HellRaisers are currently having. So as soon as I find out information, I'll pass it on straight to you. And so while you wait, enjoy the music. If you don't enjoy the music, just hit the mute button. It's quite an easy way of sorting that out. Be right back. Oh, the player's teasing. The player's teasing. As soon as I put Halo 3 on, theme song, if you're wondering what the song was, there you go. They have all reconnected to the server, so it seems that we're good to jump live into the second half here of Cash. I met us, I'm solo casting and streaming. If you have just joined us, I'm expecting probably quite a few of you have, and you're wondering what's going on, what the delays are. There's some internet issues on HellRaisers' end, which they did try and find out and fix. So apparently it's going to be one more moment. So I'll chat with you fine ladies and gents in the Twitch chat there. Favourite skin? I get asked this a lot when I'm casting, and honestly, I don't know. It changes. I'd say right now my favourite skin is probably the Hyper Beast M4S. It's pretty sick. The stat track version's pretty amazing. For some reason that skin gets a lot of hate though, and I'm not sure why. How about you guys? What's your favourite skin? See, is it just me that thinks the Dragon Lore is overrated as a skin? What's up, George? How did you get your knives? Only had the one. Which is a minimal wear. Wait, M9 bayonet blue steel minimal wear. There you go. Sand Dune Kappa. Icarus Fell is pretty nice as well. I'll give you that. Icarus Fell's pretty awesome. Tech 9 Sandstorm. Brandon, you up, mate? Where are you from? There's some FAQs below, guys, if you're interested. It may answer some of your questions. I'm from near Newcastle in the northeast of England. And I don't sound like it, but I actually am. Thanks, highly entertaining. How much is your inventory worth? I don't think my inventory is worth that much, really. I've got other than the knife, I've got like a couple stat track weapons, but they're lower end AKs and M4s. I've got a stat track blue laminate AK and a Guardian minimal wear stat track M4. So not much. What's happened with the stream? We're waiting for HellRaisers to get themselves ready, guys. I was told we'd be live in like 30 seconds, but that's not the case. What happens if they forfeit? I don't think they're going to forfeit this game, guys. They're taking a little while to get themselves sorted out. I'm between Chesterley Street and Hortonley Spring, if you guys know where that is. those of you that are saying that you're from the Northeast as well. I only say Newcastle because it's like the closest big city that people have heard of that aren't from England. The Aquamarine Revenge is a good shout. I like that one as well. Awesome guy. He said internet issues, which means they're toggling cheats. I love that logic, man. It's clearly not Newcastle, correct. But if I said I'm from between Chesley Street and Hortley Spring, people would be like, what? I ranked Global Elite. In a city, I think was your name. I didn't quite catch it. Game over Ultra, if you look below, dude, there'll be instructions there for you. AWP Hyper Beast versus M. Well, seeing as I'm absolute trash with an AWP, I'll always go for the M4S. So, Hyper Beast M4S. I can't AWP to save my life. Thanks, Baron. What the hell is going on? Yep. It's a good question. I wish I could answer the question for you, bro. We're waiting for HellRaisers still. And I just know if I cut back to music, the game will start. I just know it's going to happen. Okay, I think we're ready, guys. I think we're finally good to jump live into the second half here between Property and HellRaisers. Apologies for the delays. Nothing that we could do anything about. I do lights up. This is my this is where I do my chill streams as well when I play with friends or with viewers. So come back another day. I'll probably be streaming after this game as well. Some CS, some played CS. I mean. Regardless, though, back into the action. Has been a little while since we last delved onto Cash. Property certainly having a much better start at this one in this best of 3. We're still on map number 1 for those of you that are asking. Nice little exchange of frags from HellRaisers. As I said before, they desperately need to get this pistol round under their belt, and so far so good for them. They have the player advantage. They have a defuse kit on Moat as well. And Adren lands the headshot onto Kabum, and you have to question how much is this going to take the wind out of the sails of Property with this delay. And HellRaisers do bounce back with that round, so the first box has definitely been ticked for HellRaisers. With no bomb plant, Property going to be, well, emulating what HellRaisers did with Tech 9s, upgraded pistols with Kevlar, and looking to push onto a site. I'm always interested to see the differences in strats between teams on their T side. You saw HellRaisers by and large always going for the A push, but Property filtering out and fanning out more towards the mid and B. Maybe Twist is going to land a sexy 1D. Maybe we're going to see something special here. Some fireworks from Team Property. Thus far, though, HellRaisers are hanging on. And I've got to say as well, when you look at the weaponry that HellRaisers have, a lot of the damage is going to be mitigated by the full-on armor that Property currently has in their back pocket. That being said, though, it's a fast push from Dozier. He lands himself 2 quick-fire headshots with the MP9. Third is on the way. Beautiful play from him. Looking for a fourth. He does get traded out, but great work from Dozier's all-out aggression. And that will leave the last remaining Swede for Property, which is Kabum with an MP9 of his own and the bomb in hand. Way back at T-spawn, looking to get a long-range dink with that P250. Can't connect the dots. In fact, he does get the kill onto Kutcher. And somehow narrowly escapes death once more. Angels there, sprays him down with the UMP. And HellRaisers do get their 5th round, albeit losing 2 weapons. Still a worthwhile trade considering their Property full bought and committed to that round. And I'm pretty sure that HellRaisers will know that, so I'm expecting to see some more SMGs, which is what Kutcher's gone for, and the MP9 as well. This makes a lot of sense. They know it's going to be an eco. They can stack some economy in their back pocket, and on the off chance that one of them does get picked off, they're only dropping an SMG, not an assault rifle, which makes it a whole lot harder for HellRaisers to lose this round. Property have lost the first player as well. Deadlock was lifted from Angel's UMP. There's a nice headshot from Adren. And HellRaisers are briskly navigating these first few obstacles that are being thrown in their path from the Swedes. That is a trade out. Kutcher is going to fall down from Ben. And they call him Ben Q. That's Twist. Ben Q's after his name. Great job, Vince. 10 out of 10. Woodcast again. Thanks, my Brad. But here we go. With the save up property are on AK-47s. There is an AWP in the hands of Mo, who didn't do a great deal of work on the side of the terrorists for HellRaisers, but of course CT's a whole different ball game altogether. You can play much more passive. You can also go for those quick peeks if you want to. Twist gets caught with his pants down, trying to jump around the corner. Was flashbanged out. I think he also had a grenade in his hands at the time. But so far so good once again for HellRaisers. And Team Property, I've cast them quite a few times on Cash. They do struggle a bit on their T side from what I've seen. So again, I don't think this game's over just yet. If HellRaisers lost that pistol, then I'm probably saying, yeah, it's done. But it's anything but the case. Team Property, 3 players remaining, up on the boost. You can see here that Dumas being tagged left, right, and centre, but still comes out ahead. And relatively healthy as well on 56 HP, so he can still do work, especially when you consider that Mo's on 29 and Angel, I was going to say he's on 22, but he just got picked off from Zender's AK-47. This is looking much better for Property. Nice frag though from Mo. And a second as well. Fantastic play from him with the AWP in his hands. And a third, just to add insult to injury. In actual fact, it ends up being 4 overall, but 3 quickfire frags from him on the A site keeps HellRaisers in this game. And keeps Team Property below the surface, gasping for air. Tech 9, couple, well, in fact, 3 Deagles on their side. Great work from Mo. Absolutely fantastic play from him. Just as I was saying that he didn't do too much on the T side with the AWP. Positioned himself perfectly, landed the key important frags. Does miss that one, however. Is he going to be made to pay with the Deagle? No. Second player comes in, second player dies. There's a third as well, lining up for him. Is Kaboom about to find the same fate? No, he's not. Adren riddles him with bullets instead. Oh dear. Okay then, Kutcher. The Scumbag Award goes to Kutcher for not only killing his teammate, but dropping the AWP. So you may think, it's a good bit of trolling. That just cost Mo about $6,000. That's not a small amount of money to be throwing away off a really stupid right click. So, I don't even know what to tell you guys. That could come back to haunt HellRaisers. Mark my words, if they lose this round now, that could come back to haunt them. So watch this space. Chat just explodes with people laughing. Yep, pretty much. And now the scumbag himself has been put down. That is a lot of money to lose. And HellRaisers do also lose the first player. I wonder how much this is going to start to nag away at them as well, you know. And look at that, Adren just with the well-timed push gets one and a second as well. He will get traded out, but good individual play by him. Also gets the all-important information. That being said, though, there is now only one player in the form of Dozier who is on the B site. Let's jump across to him. He's got 2 angry terrorists to fend off. They're not pushing just yet. Here comes the set play with a couple smokes maybe and a flashbang, though. Just the one smoke to lock off lower. It wasn't fantastic in fairness. There is a bit of a gap there. But Dozier just has to wait. He has to bide his time. Wait for them to line up, and he has done just that. Gets the double kill. Fantastic play. He's not going to get the third, so it may not end up mattering a great deal. 7 seconds. The bomb will be planted. Angel has nothing in terms of grenades to flush out the last remaining terrorist of Benji. Benji goes for the peek, and Angel gets the frag. And again, a huge individual play. This time from Dozier. Wins the round for HellRaisers. 12-9.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Very, very close. If Dozier dies there, that's pretty much a guaranteed round for Property. So HellRaisers come back from an 11-4 deficit No, pardon me, it wasn't 4, it was 12-3. Even worse, a 12-3 deficit to take us to 12-9. And Property go once more and dig into their back pockets and come out with AK-47s plus an AWP. Very aggressive play from Angel. Are they going to expect this? Yes, they are. And Twist pulls the trigger. And claims that first frag for his team. That could prove to be massive. I've got to say as well, though, that that whole knifing incident didn't end up hurting HellRaisers as much as it could have. They just about navigated their way through the 21st round. But again, they're a player down. This was the same situation as we saw last time. Kutcher was the first to fall in round 21. They still pulled that out the bag. Property playing a very mid-centric composition here. Consistently with their strats are going for these mid plays. And HellRaisers are by and large shutting them down. 35 seconds left on the timer. Second frag has came for HellRaisers. This time around it was Dumas. He falls down. 26 seconds. It's getting too close for comfort now for the Swedes. They have to go pushing right here, right now. Flashbang onto Forklift. Doesn't quite cut it. And Adren, full vision still intact. It's going to be raining down fire onto the terrorist. And picks himself up a sexy 3-man at the end. And brings us to 12-10. Team Property can buy here, but it is going to be just AK-47s with a few smokes thrown in the mix. There's going to be no open play. But they are on massive round loss bonus, so they of course can just keep forcing. I like the fact that Zender went for the Tech 9 instead of the AK. It gives them more grenades to play with. And of course the Tech 9 at close range, you can still just destroy counter-terrorists. I'm a big fan of that play. Let's see if it proves to be worthwhile though. Mo with the first frag onto Twist. Again, HellRaisers. They are just locking down the fort. This would be 8 unanswered rounds. If HellRaisers can pull this off, they've landed the second shot, and Mo is still alive and kicking in mid. He misses that shot, but really doesn't matter because Property are in a 2v4. And HellRaisers have heard noise. I'm pretty confident there that Kutcher just heard noise on main, and he called that to Mo, so he quickly rotated, got himself the frag. It's all on Dumas. AK-47, no grenades, no bomb in hand either. It is behind him towards mid. Seems like the Giants have maybe awoken here from HellRaisers. Better late than never. And there should be a frag there from Dumas on the backside of Mo. 30 seconds. Still doesn't have that bomb, so he has to go all the way back to pick this one up. CT's doing the smart thing, stacking a player on either side. 20 seconds just about on the timer. This is going to be 2 separate 1v1s, and I think Dumas has to have this frag to plant the bomb. Here he goes. He's running around the corner. Is he going to check behind him? No, he's not! And he gets picked off from Dozia. Feel a bit sorry for him there. There's so many different angles for him to cover and have a quick check at, and time was running down. So Property have just lost 8 rounds in a row on their T side of cash. I said that their T side's fairly weak. It's not normally this week, though. Not normally this week. So Property are going to have some Kevlar. It's an eco, even though they have Kevlar, because of the round loss bonus. They're going to be able to have AK-47s and maybe even an AWP next round. If they can get a bomb plant and a couple kills, all the better. But it's not looking likely, is it? Because again, Kutcher is just decimating players. You can see here the split across from the CTs. Every single angle is covered. But in fairness to Property, they have got the entries. And the bomb planted with an M4 on the very high HP'd up Zender. And he's got armor, so there's going to be no aim punch today for him. It's going to be a rough sight, actually, considering there's no grenades on HellRaisers for them to retake. And that's a pretty solid frag there from Zender, and a second as well. And Dozia feels the same pain. Just one player fell for Property. That's a massive round. And therein lies the issue. If you finish the half at 12-3, even if you go on a mad tear of rounds, you're still behind. For as well as HellRaisers have done to bring this back to being close, they still find themselves at a 2-round deficit. And that was an eco push in with just Tech 9s pretty much by and large. That's the first round we've really seen Property do anything. Rush through right into the embracing arms of Angel. And he will happily cash in that double kill check. And now Dumars is in mid. He's giving his position away. He's about to find a grenade landing by his feet with a smoke. Does minimal damage to him, so he's going to be able to escape into the spray down for a Dren. Nothing he could do about that. And what did I say? Property, they've just seemed like they've lacked the penetration to really cause HellRaisers issues. And they now find themselves in a position, if they lose this round, they're probably on an eco or they're in a force buy more than likely. Just one round separates these two teams now. On Property's choice of map. A stack up again towards mid. Oh, move. Gets the kill onto Twist. Unbelievable shot from him, but it's maybe just a bit too predictable right now. From Property's side. They've lost a second player, but they at least have got an entry frag onto the site. Here comes the flashbang with the Molotov as well. That's going to isolate the tease from the site, but Dumars gets the upper hand onto Adrenis. He's just completely flashbanged out. Here comes the retaliation push from Kabum. And also Dumars. They spot a player on forklift. They convert that into a frag. This would be a massive, monumental round for Property to pick up. Put HellRaisers in a financial tight spot with a 2-round advantage. And this is, judging from the positions and the weaponry, Property are feeling good about this round, right? Because Kaboom's just picked himself up another one. His second frag of the round, I should say. Now Dozier, without a defuse kit, is caught between a rock and a hard place. Maybe just trying to time down the terrorists so they lose their weapons and get some exit frags here. But it is going to be a round of Team Property. And although Dozier does get the kills and an AWP, which is pretty significant in itself, Property get the all-important round and take us to 14-12. And as I said, a financial tight spot for HellRaisers. You have to go with the force. A CZ on Angel. Kutcher's probably going to be falling the same... No, he goes for FAMAS actually. I was going to think maybe he'll go for a pistol with some grenades. But this does leave them without any defuse kits. Again, almost identical setup for Team Property. So HellRaisers, what do you have? Do you have anything left in that repertoire of yours? Are you going to pull out something special? Because if not, you're likely going to be on a crappy force buy in the last round of this half potentially. Again, the trade is always going to favour the terrorists. It splits the CTs that much more apart from one another. And they have to try and chime together and pull off something special. You can see that the HellRaisers... They're not really moving around to try and fill in the gaps towards mid. They're stacking up standard. Keeping 2 players on A. Now they do have that free roamer of Angel with the CZ coming up towards the truck. And here it goes. Who's going to get the upper hand in these frags? Well, it's not looking good at all for HellRaisers. They only get 1 kill in return. There's a couple players who maybe could have done better. And now Mo was thinking about trying to clutch this, then realises very quickly I've got no grenades, no defuse kit, this round is over. I just want to keep myself this AWP and try and play for overtime. So bitterly disappointing for HellRaisers and Team Property after being on, well, the receiving end of an absolute pasting. Have picked up 3 of the last 4 rounds. Are we going to see something out of left field from HellRaisers? Maybe a stack in mid, maybe push with pistols, because really that's all they can afford right now is pistols with the AWP. I would say that Cache is one of those maps that if you push aggressively with pistols and CT side, you definitely can reap the rewards. You see this happen a lot through mid. But it's not going to be the mid push. Instead they're going for another standard play. The AWP is... going to be going onto the A site. They go for the aggressive peek, but unbeknownst to HellRaisers, it's going to be a B force right now, and the first frag has gone the way of the CTs. Have been traded back quickly. For some reason, my camera switches to third person for no reason whatsoever. Thank you very much, Gaben. 10 out of 10. Well done. Even though the bomb has been planted, HellRaisers do have the advantage on players. Adren's down to 5 HP, however. This next kill, I feel, is going to be absolutely crucial. HellRaisers trying to come through vents. They're sending their low player first so they can bait out the kill. They can try and get the revenge frag, which is exactly what happens. Love that play from HellRaisers. Very smart indeed. It's now a 1v1. It's Dumas against Kutcher, who's going to have the upper hand. Dumas missed a couple of opportunities there. There is a defuse kill. He's holding down on this one. And Dumas going right for the play. And does get the frag and takes the 16-12 map scoreline for Property on their choice of cash. It was a strange old game, that one. HellRaisers looked dead and buried at halftime, 12-3 behind. They made a fantastic comeback, but it wasn't quite good enough. And there you can see the scores. Benji 26-19, Zenda 25-19.